Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again on a Friday afternoon, September the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. Is the day the 18th?
I think it's like the 19th. I don't know.
The 19th.
All the days. Maybe let me go check.
You know what I'm saying?
18th. You're right, Stevie Ray. Look at that.
I thought it was the 18th.
corrected.
I think I saw the date or something somewhere. But we're here for another episode of Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, the radio version. I am with my main man, 50 grand, Mr. Angel Corona. Angel, what's going on, brother?
What is going on, Stevie Ray? I'm coming in hot today. I'm ready to drop an elbow.
Drop the elbow.
Like Stevie Ray, like Stevie Ray used to do back in the 90s. I'm ready to, give someone a slapjack today.
Yeah, drop that big elbow, brother. But hey, man, last week we talked about it. It went down. But we got another one this weekend, brother. Brother, what I'm talking about is football.
Yeah.
It's back.
And it felt so good. I mean, this past Sunday, I don't know what you did, Stevie Ray, but I did absolutely nothing.
Me either.
I sat on the couch.
Me either.
I probably watched all the football games,
Right.
had that red zone, so it was very exciting. And I saw your Pittsburgh Steelers actually look like a football team. I mean, who would have known? You put a quarterback in for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they actually look like a playoff team.
You know something, but I'm still very disappointed.
Why is that?
I'm going to tell you why.
Your team won, Stevie Ray.
I know. Duck Hodges. My main man.
Right?
Duck Hodges didn't make the team this year.
Ooh.
Duck Hodges won football games last year.
That's right, he did.
Duck Hodges. They call him Duck because he's a duck call winner.
Right, yeah.
He can call a duck, man. He can make a duck come out of hiding. That's what he does. Duck Hodges. He didn't make the team, man. But Mason Rudolph.
I saw him hanging out, giving Big Ben some water, patting him down with a towel. I think it's more of a political move. Maybe they like Mason Rudolph because he does those things that can't be replaced.
Yeah, perhaps.
Holds the clipboard.
Yeah, hold the clipboard. Bring you
warms
water.
The bench.
Bring you some water. You know what I'm saying? Take your notes for you. Have everything calculated after every drive.
Has Big Ben's sleeve warm and ready.
Yeah. But I'm kind of disappointed that the Duck didn't make the team, man.
So who do they pick who do they add as their third string quarterback?
They got Josh Dobbs back.
Oh.
I think Josh Dobbs got cut by whatever team he was with, and they picked him back up, which they could have used. I didn't understand why they let him go in the first place.
Right.
For Mason Rudolph. They should have let Mason Rudolph go. I think you're right. Mason Rudolph is dug in like an Alabama tick,
He's like that bad roach that you just can't get rid of.
Yeah.
I mean, you turn on the light, he just pops out of nowhere.
But, other than that, that's the one thing that's been bothering me. Other than that, it took Ben a few minutes to get warmed up, to get immaculated with things. He got some new players out there, and once he got going, man, once he started seeing things, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Big Ben, he started off pretty rough, but I think the key for Big Ben is to let his playmakers
make
plays. I mean, just throw him the ball, and then you go from there. I mean, you seen Big Ben, he actually scrambled for about 20 yards on one play. I mean, the guy was winded.
He was looking behind. He was looking backwards the whole time.
Yeah,
he could have got more yards if he just looked straight ahead.
Yeah, but if you look at Big Ben and the offense that's created, you got Juju Smith-Schuster, you got Deontay Johnson. Those guys are fast. Those guys can cut. Those guys can make plays. I think.
What about the big rookie from Notre Dame?
Yeah, it's a big boy.
Oh man, when that guy get dialed in, brother. Oh man, I forgot they drafted that kid, man.
And then if you think about it, James Conner got hurt early in the game.
Right.
I mean, what was the guy's name? Snell.
Benny Snell.
Benny Snell looked really good.
But Benny looked good last year.
Yeah, he did too.
As a rookie. He's a descendant. His grandfather's Matt Snell that played with Joe Namath in the Super Bowl? In Super Bowl III?
So it's in his bloodline, yeah.
Wow.
So if you're a Pittsburgh
third generation.
If you're a Pittsburgh fan, you have a lot to look forward to because think about it. James Conner's still on the bench, but you have a running back who's producing.
Right.
You have two star receivers potentially, and you have a quarterback if he can stay healthy.
Right.
That team looked really good.
Ben is going to have to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's turn our attentions to Mr. Tom Brady. The Brady Bunch.
Right, yeah.
Skip Bayless said that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to the Super Bowl. Skip Bayless also said they will be the first team to play a Super Bowl in their hometown.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I think Skip Bayless is wearing his chain too tight, and his Jordans are laced too tight as well. I mean, the guy can't think straight because we called it from the very beginning, and we'll stay on it. Tom Brady's not going to finish this season. He is not the same elite quarterback that he's always been because he's been with the New England Patriots who've had Josh McDaniels, who's had, star receivers. I mean, star defense. I mean, you put him in a situation where he's in a hard division, he's going to struggle.
This is the thing that I see. The man got sacked 3 times in the first game of the season. The first game of the season, you get sacked 3 times. And I just don't think Tampa Bay is going to go to the promised land by just throwing the ball with a guy that you know is going to be in the pocket. You know where he is. Every day, every play, you know where he is. And you saw the New Orleans Saints turn it up. The more the game got in sync, the more they turned it up. The more they start to figure out their plays. It's like, okay, we know what they're doing now. Let's turn it up on it. That's when he threw the interception. 2 of them.
Right.
One got ran back for a touchdown. A screenplay, a designed screenplay, and you throw an out route. You're supposed to be fooling everybody over here. But you know what Jack Rabbit said?
What's that?
I saw this formation. I know what they're going to do.
Yeah. And I think as the games progress, there's going to be more teams who have more film on Tom Brady.
Right.
And it's going to be even tougher, even more hard for Tom Brady to make those plays.
Well, Jack Rabbit said they ran this formation earlier. Every time they ran it, they did an out route, whether they hit the pass or missed it. They in this formation again. That's what old Janoris Jack Rabbit said. Jack Rabbit said, oh, you think I'm some kind of jabroni and I don't pick up on stuff?
What's that? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
How does it go?
You didn't fool me twice. And it wasn't very nice when Jack Rabbit just trotted in the end zone.
Right.
Oh, man. Let me see what some of the people are saying right now. If Skip Bayless says something wrong, it makes 0 sense. Yeah, you're right, Christopher. But that's what he said, Christopher. Do you guys watch MLS or don't you care about it? Dale, I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth.
Straight shooting with Stevie Ray.
I shoot straight with everybody. I don't care. I'm sorry. I stopped watching Major League Soccer when Pele retired. And I think Pele's dead.
I think I stopped watching MLS soccer when they cut the ribbon, when they came to Houston. All right. I mean, I've been to a couple games. Don't get me wrong. I do like soccer. I do like being there live. But, I mean, if there's something else on TV, because right now it's like the heyday of sports. So you got, like yesterday, you're watching the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat. As soon as that's done, while they're playing, you have Thursday Night Football.
Right.
So, I mean, hey, it's like 1A, 1B, and then soccer's, sadly, probably letter
I'm sorry.
M.
I'm not gonna lie to Dale, and Dale, please don't hold it against me. I've never been a soccer guy, not to the point where I can watch it religiously. Not to the point where I can watch it religiously. I can watch it a little, but not, especially the European soccer.
Right, yeah.
But not religiously. I remember being in the airport with a very famous soccer guy one day, and I was in Miami.
Who's that?
I can't remember his name.
David Beckham?
Wasn't that jabroni? I know him. This guy had like braids and he had like red hair. He's a black guy, but I don't think he's from America.
Right, yeah.
I can't remember his name. But I've seen him on television. This was back in the day. I've seen him on television before. Because you notice him because he got the long braided red hair. He was very good. I remember meeting him in the airport in Miami. I think I can't remember if I was leaving Miami or coming to Miami. But other than that, the main sports is what we like to talk about.
That's right.
The combat sports is what we like to talk about.
The intense, the physical, the blood, sweat, and tears. Nothing against soccer, but there's a little bit more sport in these other sports.
Football, basketball,
boxing.
Oh yeah, I'm just giving them,
Yeah.
Football, basketball, a little baseball when the Astros are doing good. When the Astros are doing good, we talk about them. They're not doing good. They're not worthy of our voices. Even if they're cheating, I don't care. Let them cheat. They can win as long as they're winning.
That's right.
Cheaters never. Well, you know what the old adage is. Winners never cheat, and cheaters never win. I have my own theory.
I was always taught if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Well, true. Paul Hitler won a lot of matches by cheating.
That's right, yeah.
I did a lot of cheating.
Let's distract the ref one time.
Let's hit somebody in the back of the head.
Let's hit somebody with the back of the head. Slide a chair under the ring, under the third rope.
I'm like.
Poke someone's eye.
I'm like, I believe in the adage of Mr. T. That's what I believe in. You know what I believe in? I pity any man that's trying to take what I got. That's what Mr. T said.
That's right, yeah.
I believe in that. So let the Astros cheat.
That's right.
So if you want to hit on a bongo, if you want to hit on a trash can, let them do it.
Yeah.
Who's it hurting?
Yeah.
Who's it hurting?
It's only hurting those Dodger fans that are crying about it. But yeah, I mean, the thing about baseball is everybody has been somewhat documented to cheat.
That's what I've heard.
I mean, you go back to even the steroid era.
Right.
I mean, there was teams literally who won championships where their core players were built on the roids.
Right.
I mean, and now they're complaining about a trash can.
Right.
Would you rather have a team that is juiced up or a team that bangs on trash cans?
I'd rather have the team that's banging on the trash cans.
Because it's legit.
Yeah.
It's legit.
I mean, come on, who are you hurting?
And plus, the stadiums are like super loud. I mean,
right? Who can
hear that? I mean, come on.
Oh, come on, man. I mean, I think people just nitpicking because they lost.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were doing, nitpicking because they lost. Because at the end of the day, man, a bang twice. Or bang 3 times. I mean, what's the?
I mean, you still have to hit the ball, of course. I mean, so you got to catch the ball. You got to run. I mean, there's so many elements to baseball. Is the fact that people think that just by banging a trash can is gonna make you win a championship. I mean, come on.
Yeah. You know what?
That type of person right there probably struck out at T-ball. I mean, the ball is on the tee, and they probably still struck out.
Right.
That's the type of people who are complaining.
Oh, brother. Well, that's how we do it, man. We don't mean to leave out certain things, but exciting. I like sports when people get hurt. I like sports when you can put the squeeze.
That's right.
When you can implement the squeeze. When you can knock a guy out and you don't get thrown in jail. And you can put a man in the hospital and nobody looks down on you. Those are the kind of sports I gravitate to.
And that's the most pure sport that it comes down to. I mean, fighting. I mean, you literally just said it right there. You can literally hit a guy, knock him out, make him bleed, give him a black eye, do this and that, and you're going to go home and not only you're not going to go to jail, you're going to get paid.
Right.
You're going to get paid heavy.
And that's what we talk about here on Edge Radio. That is why they hired myself and Angel. Because we lay it down the way we do. We are on the edge. And we pull no punches. And if anybody out there that wants to talk about sports the way you really want to talk about sports, holler at your boys.
Let them have it.
Edge Radio. Now, my other big faux pas for today. Where is our producer from last week?
I don't know, Stevie Ray. I think they keep switching them out. They're doing some type of like rotation. I mean, who doesn't want to hang with one half of Harlem Heat and Mr. Latin Heat over here?
Exactly.
I mean, come on, we got to stick to a.
I don't know who we got today.
I don't know who we got today. Who's hiding behind the ones and twos?
Well, I need to know who's producing my show. I need to know. And I want to know why my producer who we were getting very acquainted with last week.
Yeah.
Remember?
She has a podcast, some C-poppy, something exotic like that.
Yeah, I think you got that out of her, right?
Yeah. Some about relationship or
some kind of relationship podcast. Maybe that's why they wanted me on the show this week. Because the love doctor is in town.
The love doctor has to clock in
the
sometimes.
love doctor is in town. Who we got, man? Hey, man, who's that over there? Introduce yourself to the people.
It's Vince. I'm the head producer here.
Okay, man. Let me quarterback this thing. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, last week we had, what was her name? Mariah.
Good thing he's here because I was
about to say Brianna.
I was about to say Dulce. So we're both lost.
Okay, last week we had Mariah. She seemed to be very good.
Yeah.
She seemed to mesh with us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And now who do we have?
Vincent. Okay, Vincent. We're getting better at this.
We got Vince or Vincent. Which one?
I go by Vince, but it's Vincent.
Oh, your mother named you Vincent? Or did your dad name you Vincent?
My mom did.
Now, Vincent, this is an Edge Radio special. You have to understand, man, when you produce myself and Mr. Latin Heat, you got to be able to bring it, man. You got to be able to bring it because I might quiz you at any time. Okay. Are you ready for that?
I think so. I think I am.
What do you mean think? You best to know. Well, that's the thing, man. We're on the edge here. We can't let you know what's going on. Did the teacher know a pop quiz when you was in school? Did the teacher tell you, hey, we're getting ready to have a pop quiz so you can go prepare for it? No. Everything that we studied all week long, if you have embedded any of that tutelage inside your brain, you would know when the pop quiz hits. That's what we do here. Well, you better let him know, Heat.
Look, when Stevie Ray's on the mic, it's like the 1990s. He's gonna put you on blast, and there's a quiz every single episode. And guess what? It's not multiple choice.
No,
it's fill in the blanks.
You
gotta shoot from the top of your head, and hope you can spell, something right.
Yeah, none of that. Well, this one looks like it matches up.
Or D, all of the above.
Or none of the above.
Right, none of the above.
None of that, bro. None of that. This is Edge Radio, and this is how we do it here. Let's see what else we got over here. Vincent, you hold tight. You never know when I might be throwing a curveball. Okay? All right, Steve, bro. I am about to go to church, but I'll get back at you. Keep
church
going.
on a Friday? Maybe I'm just not a.
Maybe he's Seventh-day Adventist.
Oh.
Oh no, they go to church on Saturdays. Maybe he's going early.
I've never heard of church on Fridays unless you're going to like church school.
He might teach us. Maybe
there you go.
Teaches
hey,
like
good for that guy.
Sunday school, man. Eddie, he's been a follower for quite some time. I've communicated.
Shout out to Eddie for going to church on Friday because
John,
he's
what's
a better
up?
man than me.
John Spice. You know what else we got? A few people. With the pandemic, do you think the UFC will make a comeback?
They already made a comeback.
Yeah,
I mean they had a whole shindig about the Fight Island. I mean they had about three fights there, but I mean they're gonna have a strong rest of the 2020 from what I hear.
Tori, I think they're doing as good as they can possibly do. I was just talking with my man Punisher the other night on the podcast about a couple of fights that's coming up that he's very excited about, and we also talked about the 2-fight deal that Anthony Joshua has signed to fight Tyson Fury.
Right, yeah.
And if Tyson Fury gets past Deontay Wilder, I think in December, that's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
And Canelo, his lawsuit was thrown out. So these are some of the things, I've been discussing, some of the comeback sport things that we have been discussing.
I think the UFC is really taking a forefront as far as putting on the shows. I mean, think about it, Stevie Ray. They were in some heat. I mean, they were in some big heat whenever they tried to put on a fight in California and the governor scrapped it down.
Right.
So that's when they took that idea to go to Fight Island.
Right.
And then from there, I mean, they kind of I don't want to say had the secret sauce, but they kind of share the secret sauce with all these other leagues as far as protocol, testing, the whole procedure. So, I mean, I think UFC needs to get a lot of credit for what they did.
Oh, yeah, man. They're Johnny on the spot, man. You know, the UFC is going to keep their product out there, and they're very diligent about keeping their product out there because, hey, man, they're with ESPN now, and being with ESPN, man, the money already been paid up front. You just got to
put the fights out there.
Get the shows out there, brother. You know, my boy Ramos says the Steelers also got rid of T.J. Barrett.
He's an old quarterback for Ohio State. I thought they transitioned him into the receiver.
I don't think he ever made the team.
Yeah, maybe he made the practice squad.
Didn't the Texans try to make him into a receiver? Was that him?
That was Braxton Miller. There we go.
Okay,
Johnny on the spot.
Yeah. See, wait a minute. Okay. I know it was somebody from Ohio State.
Yeah.
T.J. Barrett. Did he get drafted when? Last year?
No, it's been years. It's been a couple of years.
I remember T.J. Barrett. He was there when 12 Gauge was there, wasn't he?
I think he was there right after
Cardo
Jones.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 12 Gauge, yeah.
Yeah. I think he got injured or something, and I think that's when 12 Gauge took his place. And then I heard Stephen A. Smith show you how these sports aficionados are. You know, the guy comes in for Ohio State. Cordell Jones, big guy, strong arm, with probably the best coach in college at that time. Ohio State probably the best team in college at that time. He comes out, he wins the national championship game. Oh, I think he could be a number 3 round draft choice right now. That's Stephen A. Smith. Because of one game or two. Then when he does play, he loses his job the very next year. So, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, do your own research when it comes to sports because these suckers on TV don't know what the hell they talking about. That's coming from your boy. That's today's edification. And we'll be right back in about 2 minutes. Edge Radio, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. Right back at you.
And we're back with Athletes United Experience on Edge Radio and where truth still matters. As a side note, viewers, the Art and Jazz Fest voter registration drive, and as we talked about this earlier, will be held right here at the Midtown Board and Grill, September 26th, beginning at 4 p.m. That is the Art Jazz Fest voter registration drive. So come on out, prepare to complete your civic duty and vote your consciousness. Okay. As we broke, we're talking to Dr. Crystal Mark here, and she had...
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio. Because truth still matters.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Edge Radio, straight shooting with Stevie Ray, the radio version. And you know why I have to say the radio version?
Why is that, Stevie Ray?
Because there's a podcast version.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like the PG-13 version versus the rated R version?
Nah, this is a G version.
Oh, G version.
Yeah. My show is Triple X. My show is Triple X, man. You know what I'm working on right now?
What's that?
You'll never believe this.
A comeback?
No, man, I'm working on this for my show.
Oh, man.
You know?
You had the fans excited for half a second.
Nah,
Come on,
man,
Stevie Ray.
come on, man. This is the deal. Sonny Ono and I, you know, we do a show every Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Sonny Ono, one night, me and Sonny Ono, we were in, I can't remember what city that we were in, maybe Toronto or something like that, in Canada. And me and Sonny Ono was in a strip club.
Oh. Hold on, before you continue,
Okay.
were the strippers taller than Sonny Ono?
Yes.
All of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should see his wife. You should see his wife.
Was she like 6-something?
You probably think Sonny was her nephew or something of that nature.
Sonny Ono has it then, honey.
Or you think Sonny Ono was
has
actually,
the sauce.
Yeah. Or you actually think Sonny Ono was a male geisha boy. That's what you think if you saw them together.
So you and Sonny Ono were at the strip club before he was happily married, right?
No, he's married. I'm sorry. I got to put his stuff out there. I'm sorry. She knows. You know.
Right.
I can't hold back, though. I can hold back on some of my buddies. I can't tell some of the stories from some of my buddies. Like, I got a couple of good ones about Ron Simmons that I can't.
Oh,
because they get out in the wind, and I don't want him to do.
Right. Yeah. You want to get an angry phone call.
I don't want the papers to come in the mail, you know, and people can follow the yellow brick road to the lead back to me. Right, I don't want that to happen. That's my boy, you know. That's my boy. Or Teddy Long, you know, some of those guys.
Yeah.
But with Sonny, who cares? But yeah, we was hanging out in the strip club. Like I said, I can't remember what city. I'm not one of those guys, man, that can remember every town and every this, that, and the other, what year and stuff like that. Tell you who was good at stuff like that. Rick Rude. Golly, that dude had a memory like an elephant, man. God rest his soul, man. But good dude. And I remember me and Sonny took a picture together. I found the picture when I was moving.
Right.
You know how you be getting rid of stuff?
Yeah, you just find some random picture.
And I found a picture of me and Sonny. And I told Sonny, I got that picture. And I'm eventually, because some of the stuff I haven't, I've been in the condo now a year. Some of the stuff I haven't unpacked, you know. I just put it in the storage. And so Sonny and I, we was doing our show one night. And he remembered that. I said, man, you remember when we was in that Canadian strip club? And we closed the place down. Closed it down. 6'5" 290-pound black guy, and a 5'2", 130-pound Japanese guy.
You probably look like you were chaperoning him.
We had fun, man. Whenever me and Sonny went out, we had fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why. We've always meshed. To this day, even though we do the podcast today, we do nothing but crack on each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just two totally different cultures,
Right. Yeah.
two totally different parts of the world. Even though he grew up here, I think he came over here as a kid. But we clicked. Like, I can say I haven't clicked like that with a lot of guys
Right.
in the wrestling business. And we're real friends to this day. And whenever we see each other, boom, 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 it's crack, crack, crack. But anyway, we was talking about the strip club. See, back in the day, you get through filming TV shows or pay-per-view shows or things of that nature, Nitros, Thunders. In some of the towns that we were in, we couldn't get anything to eat. So what was the one place that stayed open late with kitchens in them?
That buffet, that strip club buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the clubs in certain towns that we went to, they knew we were coming in town, and they would keep the kitchen open late for your boys to come get something to eat.
That top sirloin.
Yeah.
Them extra greens.
So that's why we spend a lot of time in strip clubs, gentlemen's clubs. It's because, hell, we didn't have nothing to do, and we could get drinks and food and, you know.
Entertainment.
Sometimes wasn't even nothing going on. But be that as it may. So, but the Canadian one, man, he was like, hey, man, you remember you had to get Perry Saturn off the stage? I was like, no, I don't remember. He was like, yeah, man, he was on the stage with the, you had to go get, okay. You know, I don't remember this.
Right.
But Sonny said it happened. It must have happened. But be that as it may, I said, Sonny, while we were doing the show, I said, I wonder what the difference is now. The girls in the strip clubs and how they used to treat the boys. And we tipped them real good. I would like to know, I want to know, how are the athletes when they come into the clubs nowadays?
I heard whispers.
Okay.
I heard Mr. James Harden is the godfather. I heard this guy takes care of all the ladies.
Really?
Yeah, but that's just whispers. I can't speak for the man. I can't. But there are a lot of. I guess it's kind of different because back in the day, because a lot of these strippers back in the day didn't have Instagram, weren't really famous.
Right.
They just kind of put their head down and worked, right?
Right.
No pun intended. But the girls now, most of them consider themselves public figures, right?
Right.
They do everything for the gram, right? They want that celebrity, promotion. They want different DJs, different artists come out. So
they probably trying to hook up with my boy.
Yeah,
Vincent
I think Vincent can probably speak more of this than I can. I mean, I don't know. I don't do my fair share of strip clubs, but whenever I do go, I try to do a Stevie Ray and take care of the ladies.
Leslie said, Club Unique in Houston. I don't go to clubs anymore.
But back to what we were saying. I think the girls, the strippers now,
Right.
kind of have a branding in their head of they're gonna start their own business, so to speak.
Right.
Aside from the girls back in the day who kind of relied more on
Right.
the traditional gentlemen who come in
Right.
and tip them. So I think now they're actually like grinding more. They're actually
Right.
Trying to.
So they're doing everything.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to do. This is what I told Sonny I'm going to do. And I'm going to have Sonny on at the same time. You know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm going to go get 2 strippers from yesterday. And we're going to chop it up.
Oh yeah.
And then the very next week, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get 2 strippers from today. And we're going to chop it up.
We're gonna compare.
I want to compare. And see if everything similar to what you said. That's what I want to do. This is going to happen.
I'm sure the stories are pretty much the same though, Stevie Ray.
I don't know. Some of the stories you ever seen, okay. I'm going to tell you who I used to go out with a lot. Not a lot, but a few times. Especially in Detroit. Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Did he carry his 2x4 in the club?
I wouldn't let him. I'm like, you're not going to embarrass me with a piece of wood.
Hey!
Yeah.
No, sit down.
No, I wouldn't let him. But see, I'm the kind of guy, because I came up working in clubs.
Right.
So I feel as though I have a responsibility to look after the other guys. That's what me and Sonny was talking about. He said, man, he was always that guy that always. I said, yeah, man, I was trained for this, so you never really see me doing outlandish things. You know, like when Jim Duggins is in between 3 or 4 girls and he done took his shirt off and he's dancing in front and he's in the middle. And I'm like, okay, brother, it's time to go. You've had enough.
Right.
Then I gotta pour him in the car.
Oh no. That's a big boy.
Yeah, that's my boy though. I gotta take care of my boys, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know. So those are, I'm not gonna get deep into things that happen, but I'm just giving you a little insight. These are the things your boy had to go through on the road, man. I talk about a little of them sometime on the podcast. I can't do it on the radio show too much because some of the stuff is very, very graphic. But on the podcast, you know, and it is what it is. I can tell you bits and pieces. You have to do the rest.
You have to do the context clues.
Yeah.
You have to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Kind of puzzle it in.
Gotta read between the lines.
Right.
The lines. You got to read between the lines.
Literally the lines.
Yeah, the lines.
Literally.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do, man. That show is coming, man. That show is coming here in the near future.
Like a strip club special with Stevie Ray.
It's going to be on like a steaming pot of neck bones, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think I have to give my audience what they want.
Well, and on top of that, Stevie Ray, you got to guide these young gentlemen.
Right.
What are the hottest cities? What are the best cities? I mean, there's a lot of guys who travel around. I mean, everybody in your business, I'm sure, you know, you can give them some tips. Hey, don't go here. Don't go to Tennessee.
Don't go to Tennessee.
Don't go to Tennessee. There's nothing in Tennessee.
Nothing in Tennessee. I take that back.
Atlanta. You said Atlanta is a hot spot. It's a hotbed. What was it? Hot wings? What was it?
Hotbed. I was just telling a story about my brother on the show the other night. Let me see if I can tell this story. I don't think so. I can't tell.
We have to get permission from Booker.
He doesn't remember it.
Oh, wow. That's even better. You can even extend it liar.
He don't even remember this night. He don't even remember. He don't even remember being somewhere. I'm not going to call no names or anything like that, but one of the funniest nights in the history of man.
Wow, I got to hear that story.
Oh, my goodness, man. It was one of the funniest nights. Somebody should put this scene in a movie.
Like a little animated little creation
yeah.
clip.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to get with somebody about it.
Yeah.
You know what? Would that be a good show? Now, we got the dark side of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
What if we had animated version of pro wrestling stories, but they're animated?
Yeah, you already have a couple. I mean, you have when you and your brother get chased off the island. I think that would be the hilarious. You see people like dressed up in like the the village people with spears and forks, and you guys are just hauling,
right?
Just chopping.
That's
and then there's a boat, and then
these are true stories.
Yeah.
Only could happen in the pro wrestling.
Oh, I can just paint it. I wish I had the tutelage to make those.
We got to get
real
with
life.
somebody, man. We got to get with somebody.
Or even the one with your brother selling those roses as a kid. That's hilarious. Like put the backdrop of like Sunnyside or where you're from, Sunnyside, right?
South Park.
South Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
these are true stories.
That would blow up.
And they're all animated.
Mm-hmm.
You really can make it funny. Come on, man. Would that be great?
That'd be great.
Oh, brother, somebody's out there listening right now. They're gonna take my idea. My boy, that's Leslie Gensler there. Atlanta is a hot spot. So is Miami and Miami, Florida. Yeah, man. Well, you know what was hot for me? It wasn't Miami. You know what I used to like? Tampa.
Yeah.
Tampa.
I actually went to one club in Tampa. Walked in.
Walked out.
Walked right out.
You know what? Florida State is in
Tallahassee?
Tallahassee.
Right.
One night, I don't know if I can tell this story.
Hey, we gotta stop pumping. You're teasing us, man.
I'm sorry, man.
Nope.
You know what? I remember the story, then I remember the participants, and then I go, and maybe not. But this one, I can
make up some names.
But see, a lot of stuff I can't. A lot of stuff I don't know if I want to do on the radio.
Right.
I have to save them for my podcast because I got to get subscribers.
Yeah, we got to do like a down and dirty podcast where we let it all out.
Oh, did you go to the club with Ric Flair back in the day? No.
Why not?
Man, I don't hang out with them dudes. Hey, Dog John, I'm going to be straight up with you, brother. I don't hang out with them dudes, bro.
I got a question for you, Stevie Ray.
I got a certain. Let me explain this.
Yeah.
I got a certain group of guys that I hung with, bro, and they didn't involve Ric Flair and those guys like that, man. I hung with, like I say, Jim Duggan, Ron Simmons, Tuco Scarpio when he was around, Ernest the Cat Miller, Sonny Ono, Rocco Rock, God rest his soul. Me and Rocco used to hang out. We fight each other.
Right, yeah, they go hang out the same night. And people, some little kids see it. Hey, they're supposed to be
we
rivals.
in clubs. We in strips clubs together.
Oh,
me and Rocco Rock. You know what I'm saying? Rock's from New York. Coolest white dude you ever want. I mean, man, this dude had so much soul it wasn't funny, bro. I miss him, man. I really do, man. And he was one of the guys I hung out with, man. And matter of fact, Rocco would go to black strip clubs with me. Black strip club.
And for those who don't know who he is, he was a white boy.
Yeah.
Stuck out.
With braids in his hair.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we would have so much fun together, man. Golly. Man, somebody just brought back a memory, man. I hadn't really thought about him in a minute. But no, man, with all due respect, I never hung out with them guys, man. I didn't hang out a whole lot, but sometimes I did. But if I did, those were the guys. My boy Brian Adams, God rest his soul also. Man, this subject is kind of making me sad, man, because so many of my friends have passed on. My boy Bam Bam, remember Bam Bam
Bigelow, yeah.
Bigelow. Bam Bam used to ride with me sometimes, and I remember one time, this is a true story, I can tell this one. My daughter was little. Whenever we finished, I would always call home to talk to my daughter at the time. She was 5, 6 years old at the time, 7 maybe. And we was doing a thing when DDP, Chris Canyon, and Bam Bam Bigelow was calling themselves the East Coast something, you know what I'm saying? Man, we was in my rental car and he's talking to his family sitting in the passenger seat, and I'm talking to mine sitting in the driver's seat. And you can hear him talking. And my daughter was like, Daddy, who is that? Who is that I can hear in the background? I said, that's Bam Bam Bigelow. And she was like, she always called him Big Bigelow. Big Bigelow?
Yeah.
I go, yeah. She said, Daddy, is he your friend? I go, yeah, he's my friend. Because she would watch the show.
Yeah.
She said, okay then. So the next week, they came out and they jumped on me and my brother in the ring, you know what I'm saying, and beat my brother down. We was getting ready for a pay-per-view. And after the show, we're in the rental car, getting ready to go. I don't know where we're going. I don't know, we're going to a hotel in the next town or whatever. And I called my daughter and she's like, hey, baby, you watch the show? She's like, yeah. And I was talking to her about, how's your mom? And bitch, Daddy, I got something to tell you. What? And I go, yeah, baby, what? Daddy, I don't think you should be friends with Big Bigelow anymore. I was like, why not, baby? I don't like him. And he was sitting right there. I said, hey, Bam Bam, my daughter said I can't be friends with you no more. She said, let me talk to her. I put him on the phone. He's like, what's his name? I said, Lana. He said, hey, Lana, she's like, why you don't want me to be friends with your dad anymore? And she was like telling me, I seen what you guys did, you know what I'm saying? You can't jump on my dad and my uncle, and blah, blah, blah.
Right, yeah.
And she was like, well, we're just wrestling and stuff like that. We're friends and stuff like that. So he finally got her to say, okay, it's okay, Emma. I'll never forget this. Right, and I asked my daughter about it. She don't even remember it. She's too young.
So Bam Bam broke the third wall between your daughter and wrestling. She told her the truth.
She didn't like Bam Bam. I'll tell you somebody else she didn't like, Midnight. You remember? I don't know if you remember the Midnight angle when my brother wanted to bring her into the group with her, and I didn't like her. Well, my character was going against her, and my daughter hated Midnight with a passion, bro.
I can see that.
Oh my goodness, boy, I can't. And we had a match. I was looking at the replay of a match me and Midnight had, and no, I think I jumped on her and I beat her up. I hit him with the slapjack, and we had a wrestling match. But afterwards, some kind of way she beat me. I would put her over for my buddies coming. Oh man, you let a girl beat you?
Yeah.
Like that. And I got mad and I slapjacked my brother. I slapjacked her and I started beating her up. But I was watching the replay at home. I don't know if it was taped. My ex might have taped it for me or something like that. I can't remember. But my daughter comes downstairs. I got the big screen over here. My stairs is right there. My couch is like right here, and she's like standing behind me. And I could hear my daughter saying, "Kick her, hit her." I was like,
she was probably throwing some ones and twos while she was.
And I turned around. I'm like, what are you doing? I don't like her. I don't kick her stuff. And I'm like, oh my goodness, man. I did not know she took things that serious. Those are some G-style stories that I could tell. But she was like, I was stomping midnight. She was like, kick her, get her. I was like, golly, man, goodness. But I can tell those stories.
Right. Yeah,
I can't tell some of the other ones, like the one I was talking about with my brother.
Ones, yeah.
You know, but I was just telling
That's funny how he doesn't remember what happened.
He don't remember. He doesn't. He was going through trauma at that time. He was going through a lot of trauma, a lot of mental anguish at that time. So he don't remember, man. This was a crazy night, man. It was so, I'm telling you what, that's so funny. This story is so funny as it was happening that I got a headache. That's how hard I was laughing.
Wow.
I got a headache. I'm about to pass out. I was laughing. I don't know if you ever laughed that hard before.
No, I've heard of people crying when they laugh, maybe urinate a little bit, but I never heard anybody get a headache.
Oh man, I had high blood pressure that night. It was crazy. It was the craziest thing. Me and Ernest Miller, man. I think I told a story one night when I was when me and Sonny was doing the podcast together. I think I told a story that one night, and I think he asked me the same thing. He said, "Do you brother?" I said, "You don't remember it. You don't even remember." Crazy night in the strip clubs. So Sonny and I, when we first started doing the podcast, we started talking about different things that used to happen in strip clubs and stuff like that. So the fans really got a kick out of it. And I'm going to be releasing a lot of that stuff on Patreon here probably next week or so.
Man.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon, what's up? Yeah, these are some crazy things, man. But going back to the big MMA fight that's coming up, is it next week? Asanta?
Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Acosta.
Yeah. What do you think about that, man?
Man, I think the champion, Israel, he's really good, really technical, very kind of like a karate style, jumps in and out. He's a very good counterpuncher.
Yes.
I think this style, it's either going to go one way or the other. I mean, it sounds obvious, but Paulo Acosta is, I don't know how he makes that weight. I really do not know how he makes 185.
I do
this
not
guy
either.
is
That
built
guy's
like
huge.
a ton of bricks.
And he's huge.
He's huge. He comes at you fast. He's very explosive. He's very strong. I mean, the guy has heavy hands.
Can he go the 5 rounds?
That's the question. And I think if you're Israel, you kind of just sit back, try to counter, sit back, try to be very technical. But at some point, I mean, it's kind of like a snowball. I mean, that eventually that snowball is going to have an effect on you. It's going to roll you over. And I honestly think that Acosta is actually going to win the fight. I like Israel Adesanya, but for me, I think the guy's just too explosive.
And that's next weekend.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait.
And then you got in the co-main event, you have the interim light heavyweight title. John Jones left the 205 division, so you got the guy who arguably beat him last time, Dominic Reyes versus, was it Volkanov? Some interesting name, but I think Dominic Reyes, he's a heavy favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, he came really, really razor thin close to beating John Jones.
Damn.
I think he's going to be the new champion in the co-main event.
Well, brother, when it's combat sports, I am there. When it's combat sports. And you also know, I was talking with Punisher the other night on my podcast, the Charlos have a pay-per-view main event.
And guess how much they're charging, Stevie Ray?
$74.95.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Charlos, don't get me wrong, but not $74.95 type of like.
Do you know what that fight's going to be?
Where at?
I don't know. I'm asking.
No, we got to call Ronnie Shields.
Well, I'm going to have to get Ronnie on the show.
Yeah.
But then Ronnie might be in intensive training right now.
Yeah, he might be, was it like in a bat cave with the Charlo?
Yeah.
With Jamal?
Yeah.
apparently Jamal and Jamel are kind of beefing.
Really?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because, so they're both on the pay-per-view card.
Right.
But in the past, Jamal Charlo, which is Ronnie's fighter, has been the top dog. He's been the main event.
Right.
Well, Jamel now is saying he wants to be in the main event, and so they're kind of going back and forth. We're going to have to ask Ronnie about that one.
We're going to have to get Ronnie on the show, man. I know I'm going to have to get him on the podcast before this comes down. And when is this? This is what, in a couple of weeks?
It's a couple of weeks. I'm going to say sometime in either October or September.
Right. We're going to have to do it. Look up that date, man. And I'll put a word out to Ronnie. But we were talking about him last week. Because, Big F.A., he lost to Top Rank.
Lost?
No, I said they lost him to Top Rank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he went over to Top Rank, man. So that's be kind of...
Saturday, September 26th.
Oh, it's on the same day?
Yeah.
You kidding me? Wow. Yeah,
you got two fights. You got Jamal and Jamel both fighting at a double header pay-per-view. September 26th. Let's say
on the same night as UFC.
Yeah. I guess they're competing for that spot. You got Jamel versus Rosario, and you have Jamal versus Diravancheko.
They don't even mention the guys.
It's funny. Look, you see Big Charlo right here in letters, and then you see the small letters of their opponent.
But anyway, man, we're going to come back and we're going to discuss that a little bit. And we're all going to discuss getting Ronnie Shields on the line. But we'll be right back. Edge Radio, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, right back at you.
We've been out of control since we got hit back in March 2020. Mortality rates keep climbing. Infection rates go up and down and then back up again. How long will this go on? No clear answer. Will a vaccine even be effective as this virus continues to spread and to mutate? No clear answers there either. I'm a trained nutritionist, herbologist, personal trainer, behavior modification and stress sciences expert. I'm also a COVID-19 and pneumonia survivor. I've watched the continuous wall-to-wall news coverage, and while yes, wearing a mask and social distancing are crucial now, you're not being given important tools that you need in order to fortify your first line of defense, your best line of defense, which is your own immune system. What's going on here? There are simple, affordable, and natural ways to help build your immune system to fight any virus or bacteria now, and it starts inside of you. That's why I need to invite you to join me for Beyond the Mask, an intimate talk about vital ways to immediately begin boosting your immune system. Are you worried about the potentials of a second wave? Are you concerned now that your immune system may not be strong enough? Let me show you now the changes that will allow you to optimize it. Let me show you how to maximize your exercise benefits in a 12-minute routine that you'll do every other day to easily increase your metabolism, strengthen your respiratory and immune systems, and give you better circulation throughout your body. Listen, sugar feeds both bacteria and viruses. Let me show you ways to kick that sugar addiction now and to get some weight off. Let me share with you keys to better nutrition that boosts your immune system. We are all under too much stress, and stress weakens your immune system. It single-handedly leaves you vulnerable to all kinds of health issues and infections because stress reduces your immune cell numbers and their ability to function. Let me show you tools that you'll easily integrate into your daily life now to naturally reduce your stress cortisol response. I also want you to know about some nutritional supplements that have been shown to naturally improve your immune system and your overall health. Since January, there have been over 700 studies released worldwide on the relationship between COVID-19 and vitamin D3 deficiency. You need to know why. You want to improve your own immune defenses now? Want to take back your control? Sign up today for Beyond the Mask and join me as I give you information and tools to easily get you back on track towards a healthier overall immune system now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. EdgeRadioTV.com. EdgeRadioTV.com. Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. I am Stevie Ray, your host, and I'm with my main man, Mr. Angel Corona. Angel,
What's
left,
going on, Stevie?
when we left, we was talking about a few things. We were talking about running shields. You know what I'm thinking?
That self-proclaimed boxing expert.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the guy knows a lot. The guy knows how to throw a 1-2. He can
Yeah.
train. We'll give him that, right?
Yeah, we'll give him
that. But when it comes to picking boxing
Right.
fights, take a seat.
I stomped
Take
him.
a seat,
I
Ronnie
stomped
Shields.
him 3 times.
That's right.
3 times.
You pitched a shutout, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Stomped him 3 times. But I know what he's doing.
What's that?
He's betting with his emotions
Mm.
and his back pocket.
That's right. Yeah, he's very invested.
Yes. And he better not go against what Al Heyman says. What Al Heyman puts out there, he better go against. And remember, he said Danny Jacobs is going to get knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's still running the fight. I said, no, brother, you told me he was going to get knocked out. I told you what was going to happen. And I also told him the flaws. We will see the flaws of Triple G. And once we see the flaws of Triple G, Canelo Alvarez will eat him like a bowl of collard greens.
That's right. And that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
I mean, Daniel Jacobs exposed Triple G. And then from there on, Canelo's like, hey, sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I see what Daniel Jacobs did, and I can do an even better job.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened.
Exactly.
That's why now Triple G is actually wanting a third fight with Canelo. Canelo's
You know
like,
why
hey.
he wants the first fight?
Yeah, because he wants to make that cha-ching.
He wants that last good payday before they send him back to the Urals of Russia. You know what I'm saying? He wants that last big payday. You know, send him back to the Urals or
Kazakhstan. Where's he from? Kazakhstan, something like that?
I don't know, Uzbekistan, one of them. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Who cares, man? Get him out of here, man. The guy fought. I got to give it to him, man. You fight ham and eggers for 35, 40 fights, and then you get a fight with a top dog. You know, somebody, Dale is asking, is Tyson Fury the best heavyweight boxer in the world right now? Dale, I'm going to put it like this. If he beats Anthony Joshua, but first he must beat Deontay Wilder. If he beat, and then if he does that, that still does not say he's the best. But if he goes overseas in his home country and he fights Anthony Joshua and he beats Anthony Joshua convincingly, I would have to say he's the best heavyweight in the world.
I mean, at that point, if Tyson Fury, beats Deontay Wilder twice in the United States by knockout and then beats Joshua, I mean, there's nothing else for you to do. You just retire and ride off into the sunset. Because that's definitely, he would definitely be known as at least one of the greats.
Exactly. Of this era. John asked me, Stevie Ray, what do you think of David Batista when he went to MMA fight? He looked like a guy that can't fight trying to be an MMA fighter. That's what he looked like.
You know what? That story right there with Dave Batista, when I heard he went to MMA, that's what really crushed my dreams. I thought he was going to absolute dominate. You look at the guy's stature.
Brother.
I mean, you look at him, you think that he's going to dominate, and the guy barely knows how to throw a right hand.
My brother beat him up in the dressing room. Now, what MMA fighter he going to beat?
Right, yeah. We need to put that on a cartoon. Your brother beating up Dave Batista.
Probably will be on
Or let's reenact it. How about that?
Yeah, most definitely. My brother's told the story many times. He told us that one he remembers.
Yeah. That one he can brag about.
You can't even whoop somebody in the dressing room, but yeah, you gonna get an octagon and whoop somebody? Man, come on, bro. Some of these guys ain't never had real fights in their lives.
And the thing about Dave Batista is he'll fight a guy who looks like he's, not the best shape type of guy.
Right. Well, this is the thing, bro. MMA ain't no joke. It's just like when your boy, what's his name? He went over and tried to do it. Straight Edge.
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Oh, that was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. But the thing about CM Punk
he was fighting on the UFC.
Yeah. He went straight to the top.
Now Bobby Lashley did pretty good. He got beat up a couple of times, but he beat up a couple of guys though. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Just because somebody can drop kick and do a clothesline,
Right.
that don't mean nothing when somebody get a hold of your legs and put you down on the ground and start
Really
stomping.
tries to choke you out.
Yeah, start stomping a mud hole in you, brother. That's a whole nother ball game, bro. But CM Punk, what, he had 3 fights?
Yeah.
Got beat up every time.
And it was to the point where
we even had one of the guys on the show, remember?
Yeah, Mickey Gall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid was 24 at the time. He
Yeah.
just ran through, CM Punk. But it was so bad watching CM Punk fight that you were just sitting there like, come on, like, don't look so bad. Come on, like.
I tried to tell
do
people
something.
I tried to tell people it was going to happen. My boy Punisher, I tried to tell him. You know what Punisher tells me?
What'd he say? He's gonna hit the go to sleep on him. He hit a special move.
No. This is what Punisher said. Well, I don't want to drug. I don't.
You sound just like him.
I don't want to. That's not right for me to be in a.
No, continue.
No. That's not right for me to be like imitating his voice. That's wrong. Punisher, if you're watching, I didn't mean that. I don't know why that came out like that.
Anthony Joshua is the best boxer in the whole world. I've been harping about this guy. I'm falling offline over here, man. But he got something along those lines, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Gassing Anthony Joshua.
Oh yeah. He's big Anthony Joshua. Well, I think Anthony. Oh, look, brother. Hold your horses, man. Hold your horses. But that's Punisher, man. He's very passionate. We talked the other night. But you know what I told him? I told him that was going to happen. He said, well, I don't want to judge the man yet. I want to wait, wait to see, what he do and, blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to tell him, brother, you just can't stop doing this and start doing this like, this pro wrestling school or something like when we teach a celebrity, like a Karl Malone or something like that or some of those guys to get in the ring and do a wrestling match. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that.
Yeah, no.
These guys play for keeps.
Yeah.
Like when we was kids, we played marbles.
Yeah, like literally. I mean, if you win, you get an extra $50,000 or whatever your contract says.
They playing for keeps, man. And when you playing for keeps, dog, hey,
anything goes.
Hey, it is what it is, brother. But you know something, Angel?
What's that, Stevie Ray?
We got a voting registration drive coming up on this month, September the 26th, right here at the Midtown Bar and Grill. A voter registration drive. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great time. When the election's coming up, if you're not registered to vote, I mean, now more than ever in these times is a more important time to even register to vote and get your voice heard.
Not only that, they got an art and jazz festival going on at the same time and on the same day in the same facility.
Ooh.
Right here at the Midtown Bar and Grill.
So you're telling me I can come register to vote?
Yes.
Watch some, look at this art stuff,
Yes.
this festival, get some good drinks,
Right.
get some good food right here at Midtown Bar and Grill.
Yes.
Oh, man, I'm there, Stevie Ray.
Right here at the
I am
Midtown Bar
there.
and Grill. And everything will be from 4 to 6. The registration will start at 4 o'clock. It goes from 4 to 6. And then the Art and Jazz Festival is from 6 to 8. You don't want to miss that, man.
Mm-mm.
You don't want to miss that.
Sounds like a really good, productive Saturday night.
Anybody in the Houston area, anybody in the greater Houston area, in the Midtown area, if you haven't registered to vote and you know anybody that needs to register to vote, you send them down here to the Midtown Bar and Grill, okay? Send them right here. Voter registration drive, September the 26th. And that's 415 West Gray Street. 415 West Gray. Hey, wait a minute, man. With that being said, my boy Dale Barnett, who I had on the show last week, talking about his Tennessee Titans.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
watching right now.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about those Tennessee Titans.
He's watching right now. And you know what I said?
What's that?
You know what I had to tell him? I don't like people calling Stevie Ray out. I don't like that. I was going to Houston all the games when I was in junior high. There was no football in Tennessee other than Tennessee Volunteers. I was going to see the Astros play when I was in junior high. I was going to see the Houston Rockets play with Robert Reed, Calvin Murphy. I was going to watch live professional wrestling when I was in elementary school with no parents. Me and my friends. Fearless. But Dale want to talk about the Tennessee Titans. And if it wasn't for the great citizens of Houston, Texas, Tennessee would be a lot of fans like Dale in search of a professional football team.
Yeah, just praying and hoping that, Roger Goodell or some of the governing bodies of the NFL would bless them with
that would never happen. That would never happen.
Yeah.
The state of Tennessee, with Porter Wagner hanging around, hee-haw, things of that nature. We're going to put a football team there? Really? If it wasn't for the great citizens of Houston, Texas, that looked at Bud Adams one day.
Mm-hmm.
They looked at him. They saw the slouch that he was. God rest his soul. Trying to rip the city off. Build me a new stadium. What's wrong with the one you got? Can't even win it now. They don't build me a stadium. They don't build me a stadium. I'm gonna move the team. You know what the citizens of Houston said?
They said bye. Pack
They
your
said,
bags.
Yes.
Bye.
Let the door hit you, or the good Lord split you. Get your big trucks and take everything with you. And that is how Dale got a football team. That he walks around.
You're welcome, Dale.
With all his Tennessee garb on. And you know what he predicted?
What's that?
They're going to win the division and go to the Super Bowl.
Oh. Definitely not go to the Super Bowl. I'll give them the division.
I'm not so sure. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Dale. They had a good season last year.
Yeah. Well, all their main guys got paid, so now they really have no excuse. They paid Tannehill. They paid Derrick Henry.
When I come back from this break, we're going to chop it up by Dale. EdgeRadioTV.com. Everybody go check it out. You see the real deal. We will be right back. This is Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray.
People stop talking to each other. Society is on the edge.
And we're back with Athletes United Experience on Edge Radio, and where truth still matters. As a side note, viewers, the Art and Jazz Fest voter registration drive, and as we talked about this earlier, will be held right here at the Midtown Bar and Grill, September 26th, beginning at 4 p.m. That is the Art Jazz Fest voter registration drive. So come on out, prepare to complete your civic duty, and vote your consciousness. Okay. As we broke, we're talking to Dr. Crystal Mark here, and she had
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again right here, edgeradiotv.com. That is edgeradiotv.com if you want to go and listen to us on any of your listening devices. Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray is the name of this show, the radio version. I am with my man, Angel Corona. Now, Angel, we were just talking about Dale. I think Dale should be a little more polite.
I think he should be sending us thank you cards to all
That's
the
my
citizens,
point.
to all the citizens of the city of Houston. Without us, there would be no Tennessee Titans.
There would be no Tennessee
They'd be sitting there watching MLS.
Yes.
Or maybe some college football.
Okay.
Or maybe even what else they got? And
They
Memphis
have a
Grizzlies.
basketball team
Yeah.
too, right? Memphis Grizzlies?
Mm-hmm.
Where did they come from?
Vancouver.
British Columbia. So in essence, if it wasn't for cities just kicking teams to the curb, what would be going on there?
That's the state of rejects as far as sports teams. I mean, you got the Houston Oilers who went over there. You got the Vancouver Grizzlies who went over there. And what's next, Stevie Ray?
Maybe a soccer team? MLS? Would they support it?
Maybe a rugby team or something.
Perhaps. But I'm just saying, Dale should be a little bit more polite.
That's right.
A little bit more polite. You know, because professional sports, man, I'm just being honest with people. I grew up on it. Been going to watch pro sports since I was a little kid, man. Going to watch pro wrestling, I was a little kid. You know, some people has never experienced a professional sporting event before.
I've seen some people fall asleep at a sport. That's so disrespectful.
Right.
Or they'll be on their phone half the time, or
Right.
just complaining, or buying all the hot dogs or something.
Yeah. But, and then some people get a team and it's all new to them, like a new sports car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, this is the state of Texas, Dale. We run things, man. We run things. We've had hockey champions in Dallas. Remember the Dallas Stars?
Yeah.
And then Houston had when Gordie Howe and his sons played here. We've even had champions in hockey. All over Texas. Basketball, Dallas and Houston. Baseball, Houston Astros. Dallas still trying to do what they do.
Still trying to learn how to swing a bat.
You know, still trying to do what they do. You know. Bicycle champions like Lance Armstrong. Okay, he was on the gas. Big deal. I don't even care. Everybody else was on it. Leave Lance alone. Yeah, he dominated the worldwide. Try to say, oh, he was on the gas. Everybody else was on the gas.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So, hey, as far as I'm concerned,
even playing field.
It's an even playing field. Austin, Texas. Now, can Dale actually just go through a litany of champions like I just did?
I think it would take him some Google power.
Right.
And then the Google engine's probably going to overheat because it has to work so hard to find something
right.
that's relevant
right.
of Tennessee.
Right.
And you hadn't even touched on the high school side.
No.
I mean, Texas is known for like all their high school football, their high school base. I mean, they produce some of the best stars that are in the NFL today. That some of the best athletes in the world.
And in the NBA.
Simone Biles, Olympic gold medalist.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we're not even tapping in.
We haven't even tapped in.
We'll wait for Dale to respond with a Tennessee.
I don't want him to respond.
A Tennessee person.
I don't want him to respond. You know why?
Why's that?
It's like pulling teeth. It'll be like pulling teeth right now. It'll be very, very painful. I don't want him to. I just want him to know, man. He got to be a little bit more respectful, man. Got to be a little bit so. I brought him on the show. Then he seek his homeboy on me. He calls in. Starts talking trash.
Oh, no.
On the phone.
Oh, no.
I said, I'm going to bet both of y'all. I bet both of them. If they don't make it, we have to wear each other's jerseys.
They don't make it to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Oh, they betting
Yeah,
on.
you're
They like
good.
Skip Bayless.
Oh no, you're good.
Skip Bayless say Tom Brady is going to lead the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the Super Bowl.
You know, Stevie Ray, in Tennessee, one thing I will say about Tennessee, they do have a lot of whiskey there. So maybe Dale and his friend were drinking a lot of whiskey, and they think that they actually have a decent football team.
I think so. Now, Dale Richardson just asked, do you guys think Trump will be reelected? Dale, let me give you my analysis on that coming from an African-American perspective. I can't speak for Angel because Angel is Mexican-American. But I'm going to speak from an African-American perspective right here on Edge Radio Network. I've been alive since JFK was killed. I was alive when LBJ took over for him. I was alive when Richard Nixon became president in 1969 after LBJ. I was alive when he was going to be impeached in 1974. And I was alive when Gerald Ford, who wasn't even the vice president, ended up being the president, because remember, Spiro Agnew was the vice president. A lot of people don't remember that. I was alive when Jimmy Carter became president in 1976. I was alive when they took the hostages in Iran and made a deal with the Republican Party to let them out after Ronald Reagan was elected in 1980. I was alive when old man Bush got the job in 1988. And as far as I'm concerned, who knows who was behind another story on another day. We'll talk about that someday. I was alive when Bill Clinton came in office behind old man Clinton. I was alive when Bill Clinton signed the crime bill that put many, many, many African Americans right now in jail for crimes of like having weed. You know what I'm saying? I was alive when they said it was a war on drugs. What was the war on drugs really about? It was about putting young black African Americans in jail. It started with Richard Nixon in 1972. Yeah, I was alive then. I was alive when young Bush took office after Clinton. I was alive when 9/11 happened on his watch. I was alive when the economy crashed in 2008, 2009, that it reverberated around the whole world, and that was a Republican, and nobody act like they even remember. I was alive when Barack Obama took office, and they never did nothing but sign a bill after you see people getting shot to protect police officers. Yeah, and I was alive when Donald Trump took over up until today. Now, that's coming from the African American perspective myself. So do you really about another old white man being elected into office in the United States of America, and ain't none of them never did nothing for my plight of the people of which I represent? So I hope I answered that for you. And that is my edification for today. Now back to what we were talking about, which was
Tennessee Titans not making the playoffs, and your boy Dale.
Well, I hope they
sipping
make the
on
playoffs.
that sipping on that moonshine.
You know what? Dale probably got some of that.
That gas station moonshine.
Wasn't the Beverly Hillbillies from Tennessee?
I think so.
Wasn't they from Tennessee? Jethro. You know, Ellie Mae.
Right. Yeah.
Your granny. Wasn't they from Tennessee? In the woods of Tennessee or something like that?
There's something in that area. Yeah.
Rocky Top, Tennessee, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know. I don't want to talk about the state, man. I like the state of Tennessee, man. You trying to make me like diss him, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I'm not trying to.
Next time you make an appearance in Tennessee, they're gonna boo you, Stevie Ray. Be like, we heard your podcast, we heard your radio. You said our strip clubs are no good. You said our teams suck.
I didn't say the strip club in Tennessee was no good. I don't know if I've ever been to a strip club in Tennessee. I remember Mississippi.
Mississippi. Oh.
I remember that one. Oh, that was dreadful.
I think the only thing I did in Mississippi one time was stop at a Waffle House. And that was miserable.
I did that too.
That was miserable as it is too.
I did that too. I stopped at Waffle House in probably about 30 states.
You have a commercial from Waffle House. There you go. Hey, Waffle House, hit up your boy Stevie Ray.
Where else can you get something to eat late at night?
That's true, yeah. A good meal.
Yeah. Waffle House. I just hope nobody comes in with their guns shooting like they do in some Waffle Houses sometimes, you know. I just hope that doesn't happen. You know, that could get a lot of people coming from clubs drunk and stuff like that. That's something I never could, you know. But hey, we should have a good time in the Waffle House. I remember one time on the TV show, Eric Bischoff was doing a promo on somebody. I can't remember who it was. You know what he said in the middle of the ring with the microphone?
Waffle House.
Hey, I see you at the Waffle. I thought it was so
We're going to settle this at the Waffle House.
He told somebody, get out of here, you know. See you at the Waffle House, like tell him to get out of the building. I can't remember who was doing it. I thought that was so funny, man. You're welcome, Dale. You're welcome, Dale. But, no, man. People in this country don't represent what... Oh, I wish I could really talk about this on my show, but we don't talk about politics on the show.
I got a quick question for you, Stevie Ray.
What's that?
What are the chances? What is your percentage that the Houston Texans upset the Baltimore Ravens? You can't go in the negatives, okay? You can't go in the negatives. Let's keep it 0 and above.
I can't believe how good the Ravens looked the first game out of the gate.
Right.
God,
Lamar Jackson.
Scary, bro. Man, that's scary. On a pretty good defense.
Yeah. Known defense, too.
The Texans will have to make it a low-scoring game. If they get into a shootout with these guys, they're going to have to shorten the field.
Yep.
And they're going to have to work backwards with these guys to shorten the field and try to make it a low-scoring game. If they get out and in a shootout, that is what this kid wants. He wants a shootout. Well, he can start playing like he back in college.
Oh, yeah. Or even in the backyard.
Yeah, don't let him feel comfortable. He feels comfortable with gunfire. You know what I'm saying? He can come back.
Yeah, it's like gunpowder in his left pocket and some bazooka powder in his right pocket. I mean, the guy's ready to blast off.
He likes it. But when things get boring, he's not as good.
Mm-mm. He's not your conventional quarterback. So I think he likes that heat. He likes that wildness going on. He likes, you know, you score, I score, you score, I score.
Right. This is a different kind of cat, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He likes the pressure. He likes performing. You know what a guy reminds me of? You'll never believe me when I say this. This guy reminds me of Michael Jackson of the Jackson 5.
Why is that?
Because he wants to perform in front of everybody, and he's not afraid. He's alive when he's on stage. This is a different kind of cat, man. I'm telling you. And you never heard anybody say this.
Yeah.
He wants to perform. What he doesn't want to do is sit down while everybody else performs.
Right, yeah. He wants the spotlight.
Exactly.
He wants the applause. He wants, you know, all the hoorah.
Right, he loves it. In competition. But hey, man, EdgeRadioTV.com. Go to EdgeRadioTV.com. You can see us live on any device out there. Tablet, computer, phone, whatever it is. EdgeRadio.com. You can see me and my boy, Angel Corona, right now live with the big background behind us. And we will be right back. Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, right back at you.
A retired Marine and former school teacher is spending his days on the road promoting unity.
His platform is to erase race And he's trying to do that by traveling the country, visiting 100 cities, spreading his message one conversation at a time.
I was born and raised in Waller County, Texas, just northwest of Houston. As a child of the 60s civil rights era, I lived in a city that was probably 100% black at the time, and that city, Prairie View, Texas, had an educational background that far exceeded the national average. Because of this uncommon occurrence, I grew up lacking the sense of inferiority that many black people experience as a result of segregation and the remnants of the Jim Crow era. The children of that city saw daily were always black. After integration in 1969, I grew up with friends from a variety of ethnic backgrounds, and this continued to expand as I went to college, and my circle of deep relationships continued to grow with football teammates from various parts of Texas and the country, and then expanded even more after I joined the United States Marine Corps, where my relationships began to include foreign cultures and people with whom I never envisioned communicating. Today, after having visited and lived in the continents of Asia, Africa, and Europe, I am convinced that we are all far more alike than we could ever realize. Something has hindered that realization for others. Here in the United States of America, we have been plagued for hundreds of years with a concept called race. This concept would have us believe that we are fundamentally very different and our skin color makes us so. Though anthropology, sociology, and medical journals continually refute this, many Americans continue to harbor the erroneous beliefs associated with race. This is what I'm here to change. Hello, I am Carlin Charleston, the Executive Director of Erase Race. We are a 501c4 nonprofit organization designed to remove race from our society and unite people across all demographics and bring them into the novel reality that we are all quite differently the same. That phrase may sound contradictory in itself, but it really makes sense. Once we understand our common origins from whence we all originate, then it becomes much more interesting to see how differently we have evolved in our geographic regions as one people. Erase Race began the work of unifying our country when I embarked upon a 112-city tour last June. Driving the Unity van from coast to coast and from north to south, the thrill of visiting the 48 contiguous states and meeting people I would have never met otherwise was simply amazing. From Baton Rouge to
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again for our last segment, EdgeRadioTV.com. This is Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray, the radio version. And Angel, what were we talking about before we went to break?
We were Houston Texans have to bring their AA++ game if they want a fighting chance against the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, you got a guy, Lamar Jackson, which you said reminds you of the great Michael Jackson when
Yes.
in reference to performance.
Yeah. Yes, I believe, brother. That's why I think this kid is a different kind of dude, bro. He wants to fight. He likes to fight. He wants to get on that field and do what he does, man. I mean, you can look at him and tell, bro, this dude's fearless.
Yeah.
And he wants to learn. And he's getting better and better every day. He made the Cleveland Browns look like they was going backwards, man.
And I think the one thing that, on top of whatever you're saying, everything you're saying, is he's fun to watch.
Right.
I mean, for someone who he makes the game exciting. You know, every single time the Baltimore Ravens, Johnson, I mean, you do think he's that type of guy who can actually.
I think so.
He's a
think
workhorse.
so.
You think he's a workhorse? He can
I
do it
think
all three downs.
Between him and the quarterback, they can keep those first downs moving. But don't try to get into a shootout.
Right. Yeah.
Don't try to get into a shootout. That's what that guy wants.
I think you need to whisper this into the play caller, you know, the offensive coordinator this week, because I mean they got to get their play calling a lot better. They got to get it down.
I
Because
agree.
last week was just horrendous to watch as a fan.
I agree.
It was just terrible football. I mean, you can tell everybody was off sync. Maybe it was because they didn't have any preseason games or what the issue was, but they got to get it together.
Well, I think they can if Bill O'Brien comes up with the right game plan. He's had a week now, more than a week, to put something together. Everybody should be nice and healthy. I think the offensive coordinator, who is this his first year being an offensive coordinator, I think that might be where your problem lies. I don't know. He'll get better as the season goes better, but now you're going up against a juggernaut right now. This guy, those guys as a team got so much confidence. They actually believe deep down in their hearts they should have won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, they definitely have that swagger. I mean, you got Mark Ingram in the background too, who defends his quarterback and who you know, he's a good running back himself.
Right.
So, and then they also have Hollywood Brown, who's a
Right.
receiver. I mean, this guy can fly past our secondary.
Right.
So if we have any kinks in our secondary, I mean, it's
And they
going to
got
show.
what, 2 or 3 tight ends that are all.
Oh yeah, Mark Andrews is
Right.
if not, top 3 tight end in the league, and
That's what I'm saying. These guys got so much confidence right now. They're going to be hard to beat. They're going to be hard to beat, but you got to stop the trigger man first.
right, keep them on the sideline.
Everything is based on Jackson, not Michael Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
But Lamar Jackson.
Right.
I'm sorry. This guy should be one of the Jackson 5, bro. I'm serious.
He has a little fro too. He could probably step in there and do a cartwheel or one of those do-si-dos.
No, I mean, I enjoy watching him.
Yeah.
But when I watch him, I'm like, this ain't your regular everyday running quarterback. This dude is.
It's like he's doing poetry on the field.
Right.
It's really hard to explain.
It's
but
real
yeah.
hard to explain, man.
And
I've never seen nothing like this.
From a defense's perspective, you can't just watch him. You got to game plan and attack the man, because if you sit there and watch him, guess what? You're going to be his dancing partner. You're going to be on the floor.
But he's accurately dangerous with his arm also.
Yeah. Very underrated.
And the kid's only, 22 years old?
Yeah.
23 maybe?
I don't think he's older than, 24, 25, something like that.
Patrick Holmes, 24, and they was, remember this kid was only 20, 21 when he came out. He was 21 in his first year. He was 22 last year, so he's 23 right now.
Yeah.
That's a baby in the NFL, man.
He's making grown men, he's dominating grown men. I mean.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I love performing and just show me the way. When a guy ups his game that much in 1 year, that he's got sports people and pundits talking about him like he's been in the league 2 years. What were they saying after that?
Right, as if he's known for being that guy who's one and done. Who's one and done. I mean, they gotta give. And see, I think a lot of them just want.
What about that?
They just want to jump on the guy because he has really no flaws in his game.
How many years did Peyton Manning lose before he won in the playoffs?
I mean, his rookie season was terrible.
No, okay. Even his second year, they were 13-3.
Yeah.
They went to the playoffs and they lost. His third year, they went to the playoffs and they lost. His fourth year, they went to the playoffs and they lost. He didn't get to the Super Bowl until 2007 against the Bears. Okay. And he came in the league in what, 98, 99? The guy was almost 30 years old. I ain't taking nothing away from him.
The guy was married with kids and stuff.
Right.
By the time he went to the Super Bowl.
Well, the 2000 and
I know he went there. He went there 3 times, right?
4.
He
went twice.
2 times with the Colts.
And 2 times with Denver.
Yeah.
And that's why I always tell people, unless Tom Brady can do what Peyton Manning did. Peyton Manning left one team, went to another team.
Right. Automatically.
Went to the playoffs the first year. He went to the first year with Denver. He went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Second year, he went to the Super Bowl. He lost, but he went. A couple of years later, he was back in there and he won. So I'm thinking Joe Montana left the 49ers. First year, went to the playoffs and went all the way to the AFC Championship game. So if Tom Brady don't equal that, I will say it again. I still think it was Josh McDaniel and Bill Belichick. Not taking nothing away from them. And if Cam Newton ends up, if Cam Newton ends up in the championship game, not even the Super Bowl, am I right?
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, it's the system. It's the coaching.
Right.
It's the game planning.
Now, I'm not taking nothing away from the quarterback, but what I'm saying is that means Josh McDaniel, you know what I think Josh McDaniel's saying right now? I always wanted me a Ferrari.
Had me a punch buggy. I always wanted me a Ferrari.
Oh
yeah.
I'm a brain. I got.
Well, you see the past. His 2 touchdowns were design runs.
Yes.
I mean, right? I mean, they
had a few more in there too, in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Now Josh McDaniel probably got with Cam and said, "Baby, I'm gonna bring you along slowly but surely.
Yeah.
You know, dog, just listen to me. I'm gonna design plays like you never seen before.
Make you look like a superhero.
When we get those Seattle Seahawks next week, and everybody's saying that Russell Wilson is the magician.
Right.
I got something for him, Bill Belichick says. And then Josh McDaniel says, I got something for that defense. And we're going to let Big Cam do his thing. Now, if they beat him, what other team do with 31 or 35? Russell Wilson with 31 of 35.
Yeah, I mean that guy was. I mean, you
smoking.
Yeah, I mean that guy is a elite quarterback, and I think.
Wait a minute. John says Ravens going to the Super Bowl this year. Okay, I'm gonna have to block him. I'll have to block him. He can't be that far gone. John, you can't be that. You can't be that far gone, man. Ravens. Oh, wait a minute. He said the Ravens. I'm sorry, John. You might be right.
Thought he said the
Titans.
Titans.
I'm sorry, John. I mean, I take that back.
But even for the Ravens, it's going to be a tough schedule because you got Pittsburgh looked really good. You got New England that's always going to be there.
I'm gonna tell you.
I mean, you got some heavy hitters.
At the end of the day,
Patrick Mahomes.
At the end of the day, don't be surprised if the Kansas City Chiefs are right back in.
Yeah.
If these guys get any better, if that kid gets any better, and Lamar Jackson, every day he comes home, he's got a picture of Patrick. Y'all took it from me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That was my trophy. And I think they looked past Tennessee and didn't prepare for them right. They'll be ready for the big banger. You know what I'm saying? They'll be ready for Big Henry. They'll be ready for Big Henry next time.
Yeah, I think they look a little too looking forward to the matchup, the primetime matchup that sometimes you can't underestimate.
I don't know if they did.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did, but I honestly believe
that's what everybody was talking about.
Right.
Oh, we're gonna get Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson. It's gonna be a shootout. This and that. Tennessee said, "Oh, hold my beer."
And they didn't come in with the right game plan against Tennessee. I think they're better than Tennessee. I just don't think they came in with the right game
Yeah, I mean,
plan.
I think if they play that game 10 times, I think they win 9 times out of 10. It's just that one time Tennessee actually, stuck to the game plan, played really good.
I think
ran the ball.
I think Tennessee matches up a little bit better with them this year because Tannehill has had a whole year to get better with that team. Remember, he came in
from Miami. Yeah, he came in from Miami. And
yeah.
Mariota actually started the season.
Right.
And then I think after a couple of games, they cut him. And
now he got a new contract, and he knows he's the man now.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't put nothing past Tennessee. I know Tennessee is going to have a good team. But the Ravens, a lot of people are looking at what happened last year, and the same thing's going to happen this year. And I don't know why people do that. New England, I kept telling people all last year, New England is nothing. They kept talking about, they got the number one defense. Look at their schedule. How can a team win the Super Bowl and have the weakest schedule the next year? How can that be? Now, this year, they got one of the toughest schedules. This schedule should have been last year.
Yeah.
Because if you win the Super Bowl, you're supposed to have the toughest schedule. That's where the parity comes in, and they don't want the same teams winning all the time.
Right. You got to have that target on your back.
Right. Well, last year, every team that they played that scored more than 17 points, they lost. So how good were they? How good were they? I told people New England wasn't that good. You have Skip Bayless, this nincompoop tongue. Well, it was because of Bill Belichick's defense, and Ryan Fitzpatrick drove all the way down the field. And if they hadn't lost that game, they would have had a home field. I don't care what was on him. And I got to listen to this over and over and over again. But now he ain't saying nothing about New England. You know why?
Now he jumped ship to Tampa Bay.
Right. What kind of, I can't even use the words in here. You know what I'm saying? Jock strap riding, son of a gun is that, man.
Packed his bag and jumped on the jock strap.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about now he's just trying, this guy is pretty good, and so-and-so is pretty good, and he's got OJ's whatever the tight end, he's good, and Gronk is there good. Players, you can name 50 good players on any team. I still don't go. Okay. The first game, they played the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees and his boys been together for quite some time.
Yeah.
Okay, they got the
Carolina
Panthers this weekend. Will this be a good measuring stick?
I think Carolina's actually going to beat them.
Really?
I think it's going to be somewhat of a shootout.
Teddy didn't look bad last week.
No, and I think.
But it's his first year.
Yeah,
with all these guys, you don't even know him.
Exactly. I mean, I think Tampa Bay they're going to be under some heat if they lose this game, because they're supposed to beat these teams. They're supposed to be at least compete with the Saints, right? And they're supposed to beat Carolina. They're supposed to beat Atlanta.
Right.
You know, if you're considered a Super Bowl favorite, and many of the analysts, experts, so to speak, you're supposed to win these games, and you're supposed to win these games by a lot.
Yes.
At least convincing.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily the score, but you look at the football game in its entirety. You're supposed to dominate.
Wait a minute. Somebody's asking a question. So, what's your opinion about my Dallas Cowboys, 5-time champions? Let me give you my opinion, Miss Tanya, on the Dallas Cowboys. First of all, I've said this for years, and a lot of people know I have a lot of family in Dallas. This is what I've been telling them for like the last 30 years. Seriously, last 30 years. Well, let's say 20 years. First 10 years was pretty good.
Yeah. Lot to brag about.
As long as Jerry Jones is the owner, and as long as television shows have made their television shows dedicated to the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys ain't never gonna do nothing. You know why? Too much pressure on them. You got too many young guys that actually think they're more than what they are because of what they hear on a daily basis. We are an American team, and we should be great just because somebody said so. What other owner has his own radio show? Most owners, we don't even know who they are. Jerry Jones runs around running his big yap. Oh, Dak is our guy.
Well, pay the man.
But I don't want to pay him, though. But he's our guy. We love Dak. Yeah, you wouldn't even invite him over for dinner, I bet.
No, you wouldn't even be able to step on your yard. This is my thing about the Dallas Cowboys. That star does not hold any weight. It used to be, a star would be like, oh, the Dallas Cowboys are champions. I don't want to hear about how you won a championship 30, 25 years ago, all right? You were probably, I was in my diapers.
Right.
Stevie Ray was at the top of his heyday.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about now. Let's talk about relevancy. I mean, you guys haven't really done anything in the playoffs, so I don't understand the buzz. I don't understand the America's team. I mean, that's, to me, is just a catchphrase that's gone wrong.
But they talk about them. I see these people analyzing the game against the Rams. They lost 17-20, but nobody has said anything about how good the Rams looked.
It's about how
they're talking about the potential of the Dallas Cowboys, what they can do to get better. What's that about?
I think some of those directors that are on top of these big shows are like diehard Cowboy fans. Because I mean, why would you waste your time on a championship you won 25 years ago?
Every day I have to listen to Skip Bayless, this pompous punk, talk about the Dallas Cowboys and Shannon Sharp. I know Shannon, hey, this is my job. I got to do what I do. But I know Shannon don't want to talk about this on a daily basis. Every day,
yeah.
Even on the off season, they were talking about Dak Prescott, how much money he should get. Excuse me, Skip Bayless is talking about he should take a hometown discount. He ain't from Dallas. He ain't from Dallas. Why should he take a hometown discount?
How about the owner take a hometown discount? How about that and pay your man more?
I'm like this. What dictates the market is what dictates the market.
Right. Exactly.
That players doesn't have anything to do with it. When I'm up for my money, I needs my paper.
That's right. Regardless of where I'm from.
I don't care if he's from the moon. I needs my paper, brother. Well, we offered him a 5-year deal, and he didn't want the 5-year deal. He wanted a 4-year deal. That's as much as Roger Goodell. And this dude come from money.